What is up, everybody? We are live actually on YouTube and then going to put it to all the podcast platforms later. Oh, I just lost you, Britton. Not a lot of time. I do a lot of interviews. There's not a lot of times that I can do interviews with someone in a car driving around Puerto Rico. So we're going to try to make this work. We just talked literally for a little bit, and now Britton, I don't see you. I don't got you, but. All right, I think we're going to make it work. She'll jump on here in a second. So much to talk. Britain was the main event, KnuckleMania, a few weeks ago. Huge matchup with Paige Van Zandt, right? And so much was on the line in that fight. What's going to happen in the future? Here she comes right here. And just so many fights to come up. Here we go. Britt, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Sorry about that. We're definitely having an awesome time south of the border right now. So just been going on with the fight camp in the fighting world. But anyway, sorry about that connection loss. I'm excited to be talking to you, though. Happy Tuesday.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it was so great. We talked right before the fight. I really thought it was a great interview. You seemed so laser focused, and so much stuff was happening before the biggest combat sports of your career. But you seemed like you were in a great place. I guess let's hit on that. How was it? So much was on the line before that, KnuckleMania main event with Paige. Talk us through those couple of weeks leading up to the fight.
Yeah, so it started with the Randine fight. Everyone saw it. I called Paige out there. She came up into the ring with me. So to me, that was the moment in my head when the focus and the click to, hey, you can be the best at this and you can give it your all and your dreams can come true. Just and forth. If I was fighting Paige, that was a whole different issue and a mindset. So when I finally got the fight, there was nothing to be nervous or scared or fearful about, because I had to keep reminding myself that this is what you want. This is what you're asking for. So if you want and ask something, why would you be nervous? Like you have to have 100% self-belief and, self-motivation. So that's what I knew about myself going into this fight, is that I had it because I asked for it. And when you ask and want something, you shouldn't be fearful of not fulfilling your responsibilities as a fighter. I trained every day. I put everything into it because I knew that it was going to work out and pan out because I wanted it. So wow. It was one of the fights that I think everyone has been complimenting me on, and especially even coming from Paige Van Zandt herself, that meant a lot, where she said her composure was just wonderful. And I think that comes with one experience. That was my 15th pro fight. But two, it's the difference between fighting because you have to and fighting because you want to. And that was probably one of the first fights in my life and in my career where I was fighting because I actually wanted to. I wasn't fighting to get food on the table or fighting for, other things going in my life and I needed it as an escape to reality. I was fighting it because I wanted to be the best that I can and show the world that you can do it, and that, it was more for other people out there that have gone through like rock bottom like me. So my why was so big going into this fight. So I was just so 100% confident.
So many great points. There's so many great points to unpack. But real quick, so you are in Puerto Rico right now, kind of putting in some work?
Yeah, I am. There's some other BKFC fighters out here that are amazing, and and they're very talented, and they're in the sport just as I am. So I think we really believe in this sport, and to be great, you surround yourself with other great people, and I feel this big time about the fighters out here. Elvin's out here, Chris, Brandon. They're really trying to put everything they can into this sport. They're not focused on anything else, and it's kind of a great mindset to see how they work and their self-belief. So it's great to see that, and I think that's kind of what makes me different, because we can be around people that have heart and really truly care and are passionate about the sport. So I'm out here right now still feeding off that energy. I'm giving my energy to them and they're giving it to me. So it's just an awesome thing to make the, like I said, this is a huge dream for everyone. This is a new sport. Even though there's been 16 of them so far, it's still relatively new. We're coming out with new techniques and styles, and I think the best thing, knowledge is power. So collaborating with other people that are in the sport, I think, is just a big, huge step and competitive for me. So to the other females in the division, watch out.
We will. We'll get there in a second. Tell me how the last 3 weeks have been. You get the biggest win of your career. Everyone's watching. Everyone was talking about it. People are still talking about it. We'll talk about the feeling in a second, but just talk about the last 20 days, 25 days of Britton Hart's life. How has it been different? How has it been the same?
Yeah. So the first week was, I was in the dentist for like 8 hours getting my teeth fixed. So that really sucked. So I was like, I kind of took him back from that. And then, I kind of got sad. Actually, the first week I was sad because I was with my team every day training and I had this huge goal and task at hand. And then now that it's over, it was kind of like, man, now what do I do? Like, I actually
Right.
look forward to waking up and running, hill sprints and the strength and conditioning workout. And I enjoy sparring. So it was kind of like, man, I can't do that right now. So after that week, it was kind of like the up and down. And then I realized, really what I accomplished and the people that, again, messaged me, not the haters, but the ones that were like, wow, you inspired me. You're so inspiring. Your story, just all these great, amazing messages that were coming through. So then it changed my perspective the second weekend. I popped in the gym. We had celebration. I really took the time for friends and family that I had neglected in my training camp because I was so laser focused. So I made my amends with them and said, hey, normal Britain is back. And then they laughed and said, Britain, you're never normal. So I don't know what normal Britain is. But and now the third week has been, it's just been a 1 week of the down period, 1 week of a super up period. And now this week is like back to business. What can we do to be better? I'm back in the gym training around other fighters. So now it's kind of like that motivation and fire is like sparked and flamed even, bigger than before. So
Wow.
yeah, I'm at an all-time high, really. I just feel like the possibilities are limitless. And I feel like I have a lot of short-term goals and long-term goals right now. And that feels great as a fighter.
For sure. I kind of want to get into those real quick, short term and long term. Let's hit them right now. What's a short term goal? What is the next fight for you? What's the next game plan? I guess there are a lot of things that are just happening. There's a lot of stuff. Paige Van Zandt talked with Feldman, and there's May, June in the works for Paige. When do you want to get back into the square circle? And then you said long term. What's a long term goal? Would you want to be a champion? How long would you want to be a champion? How long would you want to defend the title? Who are some names you would want to kind of, toe the line with?
Yeah, absolutely. So short term, I'm really just trying to fix some of the little obstacles and things that I see that are in my style right now. So short term, I know what I need to work on. I'm gonna like drive it like crazy and get that advantage up against the other females in my division. So I'm gonna be working on that. I'm gonna be positioning myself around, again, immersing into the fight and just breathing, living, eating, fighting every day. So I kind of will be balanced out thanks to my sponsors and thanks to this fight. I can actually focus on training more. So I'm really excited to start that new chapter where I have all these awesome sponsors and I don't have to be working doubles all the time to support me fighting. So short term, that's awesome. I'm going to be making some moves, so I'm not going to be in the same place. So I'm going to be in a stable, fighting world and element. And then and also I need to talk to Dave, but I've been thinking about it. Really, have been thinking about hard and what's next. And I kind of came up with this, this notion that if you're going to come in the circle with me and do a lot of talk, I just got to end it and prove to everyone that if you step in that circle with me, I'm dangerous. So I think a girl already chose to step in the circle without knowing, what she was getting herself into. So I think that I just need to nip that in the bud again. If you're coming, I don't care who you are, what place you're in, if you're
Right.
beneath me, if you're above me, if you're stepping in the ring to challenge me, it's on. So now
Right.
I feel fueled and I feel motivated for that fight. So I think that that's what's next. I need to shut this girl up and again prove to everyone if you come in the circle and challenge me that sparks me even more. So don't do it. But anyways, that's what's short term. That's who I have
Okay.
my eyes and sets on. And then after that, I'm going to come for the number one spot. I definitely long term, I want to be, undisputably the best female in bare knuckle. So whatever I have to do, and whoever I have to take out for that, I think that that's important and what I'm going to be striving for and living for every day. So I think that I can be, actually, I know I can be the best female in the
Right.
125 division. And I'm hoping that BKFC long term, I'm hoping that they have a 115 division and that I would absolutely dominate. So it's kind of like the hopes long term is to be, um, prominently in a 115 division, and then also be a title, the belt holder in the 125. So I'll have it in 2 weight classes as a female. It would be awesome to be the first female to do that. So because, I'm not the first female to win, Beck has won it, Christine has won it, Helen has won it, now it's vacant. So, when those girls come back, I would just like to be undisputable again, have my rematch and redemption with the things that I messed up on early in my career, and move forward from there. And give everything I have to fighting and build my brand. I really want to keep building on, people can think it's funny, and I think it's funny too at some parts, but the I'm a feeling, I think, is just, I really have, as many people that I say, funny things about it, make fun of it. There's 10 out there that are like, wow, you inspired me. You motivated me.
Right.
I knew exactly what you meant. So again, like my speech in the ring, I'm focused on those people. So even if I have to be silly and make myself look crazy to, half the world, at least the other half gets it, and it's changing, how they view life. So I really want to build that brand and build big on it, and really kind of change the world through fighting. And then, after whatever that time is, 5-10 years, I would love to move into managing fighters and managing and be in that. And I think that I would be a very credible, loyal, awesome source into doing that too. So, I appreciate everyone around me.
No, that's awesome. There's a really famous person 20 years ago. He into a microphone. He goes, "I smell what the Rock is cooking," and like no one really knew what that meant. And now he's the most famous, movie star in the world with the Rock. So like people can, like you said, there could be 5-10% that makes fun of it. I digged it. I think you have something there. You have, a feeling, and I think it's going to be big. I think it's going to be you can run with it for sure. Couple things I want to hit about KnuckleMania. One, Paige Van Zant. What did you think? What did you expect from her in the ring, and what was way different? You're like, whoa! I feel I dominated in this spot than I didn't think I was going to. And then probably 2 performances I want you to hit on is that win in the co-main event. I thought he was phenomenal. Won the title. Great performance by him. And then, of course, Taylor Starlin. You guys had a lot of pictures that night. She really broke through the glass ceiling in her debut. I would love for you to hit on what you thought of Paige, that win, and Taylor Starlin.
Right. Okay. So with Paige, a lot of people were telling me that she was going to be dirty boxing. She was going to throw me around. She was going to be inside. She was going to clinch. So we really worked on that in the gym and in training, and my coach did really well with me for that. And so I felt like I was super prepared. So when we went into the ring and she kind of kept her distance and did more of a feeling out thing instead of pressuring me, I was kind of like, I was surprised by that. So it took me a couple rounds to realize, all right, cut the ring off and don't let her get away with this, which I think that I did well with from future training and future, experience on cutting the ring off. So I was super happy that I was able to do that and do it successfully, because I don't think anyone has really seen that from me before as a fighter. I'm more of a chaser. I don't cut it off as well. So that was an awesome technique that I was super proud of myself that I had demonstrated to people. A lot of people were like super complimentary on the fact that I kept my composure, and even when she hit me, I was like, okay, hands back up, and I went back into it. So I think that I kept up a really good energy and pace that way. Regardless if I seemed gassed at the end, I think I felt like I still had the same pace. I never went backwards, and I never dropped my hands, and I was in it. I was in it to win it from start to finish. And that's, so I do think that I did. It was a weird feeling, I will say, at the end of the fight when I didn't knock her out. I really was kind of upset with myself, because I was like, man, if I don't knock her out, I'm not going to win. So it was just more of a feeling. You
really had that going into the fight, that you felt if you didn't put her down, maybe the judges was going to lean Paige's way?
100%. 100%. I said, if you do not knock her out, you will not win this fight. There's no question about it. You're going to get robbed. I come from a long backstory of just having the short end of the stick. So I kind of already knew it. So my hopes wouldn't be up. So I wouldn't get heartbroken. I was just like, look, but I was heartbroken at the end of the fight. I was like, damn, I didn't knock her out. Even though I knew I did good, I was like, man, here it goes. Another classic story of Britt and Hart. She did good, but just not enough,
Wow.
So now it's the total opposite. It's wow, she did everything she could to be convincingly and undeniably, the winner, 4 out of 1 round, or 4 out of the 5 rounds.
Right.
So anyways, it was one of those feelings. It was definitely a feeling, because in my heart, I knew that I didn't win. And it was only because, I didn't think that I didn't do good. It was only the fact that I thought that, just judges and life. So it was a really good story to show to everyone too, and show to the world that it's not as unfair and unjust as we think, and that
Right.
people do make the right decisions. I won clearly and dominantly, and no one took that away from me. And so that can be the same to other people when they give up and they're like, oh, I'm not going to get this or that. It shows that, hey, things do work out, and people can make the right choice.
Right. And that's Dat Win and Taylor Starlin.
Yeah. So with that, super cool, because we were in the same lineup for weigh-ins. So he already talked to me. I knew right then and there, his self-belief was undeniable. He says that, the blue corner is getting it. He was like, blue corner, we're all winning. He was pumping up other people, which was really nice to see. Again, that kind of goes back to I'm a feeling thing. Like, he gave people the feeling like we got this. And I knew he had that feeling. So he went in, and he, being the smaller guy, and I mean, he just did his thing. I was blown away. And it starts with the self-belief, because I thought Johnny Bedford, I think Johnny Bedford's the best. I tell everyone I love Johnny Bedford's style the most out of any BKFC fighter. But Dat just went in with so much self-belief, and I think that he just did such a great job, regardless of whatever disadvantage. And I think he's a real contender moving forward, and what he thinks and, what he believes he's capable of. So awesome. And then Johnny Bedford, I mean, it was sad to see him too, I know that it killed him, because he was, undefeated, and to have your first loss, like, you feel that as a fighter, because, losing, even though you do your best, it's a feeling that we all go through. So I felt for him too. So both excellent fighters. I think both of them are amazing. I'd love to see, what they have next for each and every one of them. But I did think it was a crazy fight for sure.
For sure. And then we'll end with this. Like I said, one more about her, and then one more definitely about you. What did you think of Taylor Starling's performance? Seemed like you guys had a good, camaraderie that night, and you guys are from the same area, and you guys had I think, performances of the night. So Taylor Starling kind of breaking through on the scene.
Yeah, me and Taylor have trained together. She's in Charlotte, and she's in the same organization I am, Women of the Carolina Fight Life. So we've had a lot of experience together. We definitely, I feel like, are driven and have a lot of things that we share. Like, we're mothers, we've both gone through some things, but we both have very upbeat and outgoing personalities. We're both pretty girls with tattoos, whatever. We're fun, we're different, we're kind of quirky and goofy. So I really identify with Taylor on that level. And so it was cool to see her. I've seen her go to, to Glory Kickboxing and go to some boxing matches, and, be fed to the wolves too and taken advantage of. So, I know she was asking again. I knew that's why Taylor had, because Taylor had been, I don't want to say begging, but she was, begging for a bare knuckle fight. She was calling out Paige. She was saying that bare knuckles, she's the one, and, they didn't fight her. And now, bam, she got her opportunity. So she wanted it. So she asked for it. And that's why I think she performed the way she did. There were several times where any other girl would have gave up or been like, F this. But she didn't. She sat there, and whew, they did a little rock'em sock'em robots, if you ask me. I hit you hit me, but hey, both girls tough as nails. I think that you can see when bare knuckle, when you're starting as a sport, after you get hit, it's kind of like, whoa, this is different.
Right.
And, I think both of them, that you got to see that from both of them, because they were both, pro debuters and new to the sport. Super exciting. I see why it was fight of the night. I think it was the fight of the night in terms of heart and blood and sweat and tears. And I think me and Paige's fight was fight of the night on a technical standpoint. But that's, comparing me and Paige to those two girls, I think that we're more technical fighters, but those girls, man, had all the guts and heart in the world, and they can build off that, because you can't teach that,
Right. And I love how you're saying that, because to me, I talked to David Feldman probably 3 weeks before the fight. We talk every quarter, every half a year, and I've been adamant, I think, about bare knuckle FC with females and heavyweights, and with KnuckleMania, their biggest show ever, and everyone's talking about Britt and Hart and Taylor Starling. Like, they're talking about the females. Dylan Klecker had a great knockout in the heavyweight division. So I think, maybe even some of the limelight went to Taylor, but that's still great for your division. There might be a future matchup with Taylor, or Taylor might be matched up with someone. You might be matched up with a name you didn't say earlier in the future. So I just think it's great for the sport. Like you said, it's great for bare knuckle and just females in bare knuckle. So cannot wait. I see that you're busy. We really appreciate you, Britton. Huge fans. Like I said, we talked before the fight. I was so happy for you. Saw you at the media day. You just seemed like you were in a great spot all week long. I think you looked terrific at weigh-ins. The whole day I saw you backstage, and you just seemed really locked in, and you seemed ready to go. Can't be happier for you. If you want to drop some sponsors, I know the T-shirt, Just Hard Apparel, is about to be out there. I'm a feeling. I think that T-shirt's going to be everywhere. So just really happy for you and your future. It's going to be a really bright 2021 for you.
Yes, thank you so much. That means so much to me. It really does. So to hear that, it just knows, it just solidifies that I'm in the right direction. Yeah, Just Heart, big thank you to them for pushing this. I'm a feeling, the shirt's there, so you can go online right now and buy it. Definitely follow Just Heart Apparel on their Facebook and Instagram. So definitely still want to give huge shout out to Coach Haas at Knuckleheads Boxing and MMA, and then Coach Marcus Luck at Lux Boxing Gym in Danville, Virginia. They're still highly in my corner and preparing me and what's next mentally and physically, so that's mainly, just thank you to everyone who's been supporting me and saying everything positive. Thank you for having me on the show, and I have to say thank you to, Elvin and Chris and Brandon for having me out here in Puerto Rico right now and giving me.
Totally gonna drive better for you.
Yeah. Well, here, let's give them the
at Chris Golden Gloves, Instagram, Facebook. What's good, brother?
What's up, Chris? How you doing, man? When are we going to see you next? I see some stuff is happening in the 16th in Biloxi. Are you jumping on that card, or are you going to be on the next one?
I will be there as a guest and in support of Elvin Burrito here. But yeah, no, we're shooting for
Elvin.
April,
what's good, my man? How are you doing, brother?
We're shooting for April right now, man. And
April?
So that's what I'm down here. I'm down here revamping everything. It's going to be a complete upgrade. Whole new.
Very cool, man. Hey, you don't got to revamp a lot, brother. You got some great skills in there, great power in the ring. Can't wait to see you back in that square circle, my man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
Elvin Burrito Show.
Elvin's my guy, man.
Bare Knuckle Bandito.
Gotcha. Appreciate you guys so much. Britton, thank you so much. You're so busy over there in Puerto Rico doing your thing. Appreciate you. And the world has got a feeling for Britton Hart. We can't wait. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Awesome. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you